There is nothing more attractive than someone who is struggling, but you fucking know they're gonna deal with it. You know they're gonna get over it. That is what makes a vulnerability awesome. Hey guys, Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlchase.com. Today I want to teach you how to be attractively vulnerable. Everyone has vulnerabilities, everyone has weaknesses and fears and regrets and shames. But there is a way that you can express it in an attractive way that makes someone feel closer to you, but also when you express your vulnerabilities, it's going to help you get over them. So it has two purposes. It creates a bond and it helps you actually get over those vulnerabilities. Now, I have an equation for vulnerability and it goes like this. High value, either you express the vulnerability in a high value way and or you are a high value person that they already respect. So your vulnerability doesn't come off as you just whining. It's like, it makes you human, okay? Then the actual confession itself, right? Where you tell someone you have the courage to actually express that you have a weakness and a vulnerability, something that you're afraid of or ashamed of or regret. And then the most important part of this is the ascent, the overcoming, the struggle. Either if it's in the past, it's something that you overcame, or it's something that you're currently working on, but they can tell by the way you express it in your eyes and in your voice and in the words that you use, you're gonna overcome it. There is nothing more attractive than someone who is struggling, but you fucking know they're gonna deal with it. You know they're gonna get over it. That is what makes a vulnerability awesome, because they're willing to look it in the face, they're willing to confess it, but they're gonna go fucking face to face with it and take it on, and they're gonna overcome it. That is the key to being attractively vulnerable. So let's go through those three parts and you'll know how to be attractively vulnerable. So high value. You're starting off from a much better place if we're talking about in a romantic context, okay? But it applies to friendships as well. She already respects you and is attracted to you, so you're a high value guy in her mind. This is very obvious. She's flirting with you, she's going on dates with you, she's texting you excitingly, she's currently sleeping with you, you guys are dating. There's some level of respect there, you're a high value guy. There's also, of course, the way that you confess it that is high value, right? But let's keep this one just distinct. You are a high value guy in her mind. If you are not a high value guy, if you are not a guy that she respects, you confessing a vulnerability might create a bond with her, but it's not gonna make you more of a sexual romantic option, and that is our goal on this channel. So you're friend zoned and you tell her a vulnerability. That might make her go, wow, you know, that was really brave of you and I thank you for sharing that with me, but you're not having a sexual relationship with her. And in our mind, that's what we want, okay? So you need to have that in place. That is this channel, right? Teaching you how to become a high value guy, how to be a sexy guy, how to dress right, how to act right, how to think right. That is a necessary part of the equation. Then you have the confession. Now, the confession is not only just the courage to tell it, but telling it in the high value way. So this is where we get to this part. When you confess a vulnerability, it can be out of nowhere. You can just be thinking and you can just say, hey, I want to tell you something and it's been on my mind and I just want to share it with you because I feel like you're a person that I can share it with, right? It's showing that you see them as a person worthy of confiding in. And you do need to be careful who you confide in, because there are women out there or people out there who will take advantage of your weakness and your vulnerability and use it on a later date, or because they themselves are a toxic piece of shit, they're gonna see it as, okay, he's weak, right? And so be careful. But the fact that you are willing to confess to them is already a sign of trust. Now, how do you introduce it? It could be random, like I said. But most of the time, there's two ways that are the best to introduce it. One is contextually. It's something that is being talked about right now. So if you're on a date with a girl and she brings up something that had happened in the past, like she wanted to do this career, but she ended up failing, right? You can tell her if you had the experience, right? Well, I actually had something similar. I wanted to do this, and then I found out it wasn't what I wanted to do. I found out that I probably wasn't capable, or there was something literally that I couldn't. Like I couldn't be a fighter pilot because I didn't have the vision for it. I don't have 20/20 vision, or I'm colorblind, right? You can't be a fighter pilot if you have those problems. Or I wanted to be a professional soccer player, but then in my junior year of college, I broke my leg and it stunted my career enough that pretty much coming back would have been impossible and I had to change my entire career. It doesn't have to be that serious. It doesn't have to be a life-changing vulnerability. It can also be a vulnerability that is just like an insecurity. You know, she talks about having been insecure about a lisp that she had, or she was insecure about her weight, or it could be anything. And if you have a vulnerability that is the same or similar that she can relate to, then that's a great time to share it. And that creates a bond with another human being because you both have an experience that is relatable. The other time that I do it, and this is because personally I'm horrible at hiding things. You can read my emotions on my face like that. I've always been just super transparent and open. And so girls can tell when I'm in a fucked up mood. I cannot hide it. They're gonna see it. I don't know if I'm just emanating this vibe, but if I'm not in the mood or something's on my mind, you're gonna fucking see it. I'm just like this, you know, you just, What's wrong? What's wrong, Hector? Okay, and then, you know, I'll tell them, right? When someone, I'm not saying you need to like hide it so they can dig for it, right? That's a bit manipulative. I mean, I think everyone should be more transparent and open, but have it be something that was discovered. And it's a lot of times it's not purposeful, right? But it's not contextual either. Let's say she was saying something and it just fucking triggers you, right? She talks about some experience and you go, and she sees it and she's like, are you okay? You know, something on your mind? And you go, yeah, well, it just made me think of this. And then you confess and you tell it. That is the perfect moment to do it. That is, it wasn't a purposeful context of like, hey, I'm trying to relate to this person. It was just a genuine moment of vulnerability where it got me. Someone said something that got you. Something happened that reminded you of something that made you vulnerable and insecure about something that happened in the past. When you do that, that is the perfect moment because it is the most authentic and sincere moment. Then when you confess it, it's very important that you have the third element. The third element is going to be that you either worked on it or are working on it. It is crucial because if you don't have the element, you're a bitch. It's okay to cry. I'll make a video on that as well because it's a very sensitive topic. And it's okay to be insecure and it's okay to be vulnerable. We all have it. If you don't, you're an enlightened being, okay? Congratulations. But you probably knew that already. We have the vulnerabilities, but we need to have the courage to face them. And that's what's going to make it attractively vulnerable. There is vulnerability, but making it attractively vulnerable is showing, yeah, you know, I used to have this problem, or, oh, yeah, you said that and kind of just reminded me of this, or whatever the fucking vulnerability is. And then you need to have the look of determination. You could be sad, you could be upset, but you need to have this fucking warrior's grim smile of, yeah, but I'm gonna get over it. And I want you to say that, and I want you to express it to them. Be like, look, you know, that was an insecurity I used to have, and it just came to mind because of what we're talking about or whatever. And I eventually got over it. You know, kind of reminded me of it and maybe momentarily sad, but I did get over it and it was an interesting time in my life. Or it's something current. Yeah, you know, you see something on the news, you read a story, just have a fucking sour look on your face and she asks you what's wrong and say, well, this is on my mind. You know, I don't know what to do about this business. I don't know what to do about this book that I'm working on. I hit a roadblock, or I don't know what to do about this relationship I have with this friend. We're having this problem and I don't know how to deal with it. You know, look like you're trying to work on it by expressing how you're working on it, and show and just tell, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to find a way to fucking do it. And I can tell you, when I have shown that to women, when I've expressed a vulnerability and something that I'm uncertain about and I'm scared about and I'm fearful about, but then I had that, I literally just said, I don't know how to fix it, to be honest, but I'm gonna fucking do it. And I look at her and I say that, bro, that's some fucking shit. It makes bitches wet. And it makes them, they like that. It's got that warrior spirit, but also it has that human element where you're being vulnerable and you're being open and you're not afraid to face your vulnerabilities. And that in itself is the strongest thing that you can do. So don't whine like a little bitch, but you can express your vulnerabilities, but show that you're gonna fucking get over it. Do that, and that will make you so much more relatable, connectable, attractive, and sexy, and cool to not only women, but people in general, but especially women, because women wanna be they want to be connected to you. Yes, they want you to bend them over and fuck them like a fucking demon and be strong and be cool and be charismatic. But you gotta have that human element, or you're missing an integral part of seduction and human connection. Cool. Hector Castillo, Poppy from girlschase.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you are more willing to not only face your vulnerabilities, but confess them, because when you do start doing that, I promise it actually will help you overcome them, because I've confessed a lot of things that I considered whether or not I should tell them that I have this fear and I have this insecurity, but I did, and I felt better about them. And I overcame almost all of my insecurities, or I currently am working on it. So yeah, good luck. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Check out the description below for all the courses that can teach you how to get women. But whether you're on a date, you have a girlfriend, whatever, be vulnerable and do it in an attractive way. I've repeated myself too much. Have fun. Ciao. Bye.